It's mid-June and we are enjoying long, hot, sunny days. Insects are in the garden and new flowers are coming. Even though the potted birch tree is only small, it's home to many creatures. All being well, this caterpillar will become a grey dagger moth. Also on the tree are these sawfly grubs. There were some here a couple of years ago. They methodically eat every bit of the leaves. You can see clearly where they have been. This little green spider has also made a home in the birch tree. I think it's a green orb. A garden carpet moth sits on the fence in the evening. There are a few different types of bees visiting the garden. The pond plant was again chewed off, but it started growing back again immediately. I looked into the water and found that there were now some water fleas living in there and some different types of worms. But I noticed there wasn't much left of the air plant that I'd put in there. So I went to the local fish shop and bought some more air plants. I did think this might be a bad idea, as it would probably change the environment in the pond. But I thought, well, things are going to change anyway because of the continuing long, hot, sunny days. The temperature in the water was going to rise some. So I decided to buy one last lot of the air plant, and then after that the pond will be left entirely to itself. In the garden, the alliums flowered, small and pretty with pale pink centres. Hydrangea is starting to develop flowers. The sea holly is doing well after being planted in the ground. It has not been eaten by slugs. And whatever was eating the Hellebore Christmas Carol seems to have gone away, because the new shoots are now growing into leaves. I'm planting out my small sunflowers, all a bit late and small this year. This one I'm going to put in front of this cornice. I've pegged back the leaves of the hyacinths with the sticks. I made a small hole and put a little bit of compost in the bottom. Let's see what's in the pot. I was keeping them well watered. It's quite soggy. I put it in the ground and filled in around the sides with the fresh compost and covered with a cut-off water bottle and surrounded with a generous layer of straw. Hopefully this will help to keep the slugs away. These grasses are also long overdue putting in the ground. I have canary grass and quaking grass. I decided to put them next to the pond. There was some normal lawn grass growing here and the roots have quite compacted the soil, so it's quite difficult to dig. There are a few roots sticking out, but I didn't expect to see all of those coiled up inside. That's another soggy pot because I've also been keeping them well watered. So that's the canary grass. Now let's make room for some of the quaking grass. Less roots in there. Looks more muddy. I did just use the normal clay soil out of the ground for these. What do you say, Kit Kat? Do you want to eat that? I looked up about these yellow leaves on the witch hazel and found it is due to the plant having a lack of iron. There are other reasons for yellow leaves, but the RHS says if the yellow leaves are the new leaves, then it's due to iron deficiency, and this is called chlorosis. I went to the garden centre and bought this seaweed with sequestered iron. I only wanted the iron supplement, but there was limited choice in the garden centre. In the middle of June, I finally got around to putting a few more plants in the ground. My only surviving echinacea, milkshake, and the other sea holly. I pegged back the dying off leaves from the tulips and hyacinths and scraped up what was left of the strolch. This is the sea holly. I was surprised to see so many roots in there. And that big root going around the top, I didn't expect to see that. As usual, I'm adding some fresh compost to the bottom of the hole and around the sides. And now the echinacea called Milkshake. Not many roots showing there at all. I thought there would be more than this. Some of the compost fell away just before I put it in the hole. I filled it in with fresh compost. Then I put in another one of my little sunflowers. Quite a lot of roots on that one. Small plant, we'll see how it grows. Then I covered in all of where I've planted with a fresh layer of strulch, keeping it away from the base of the plants. Hopefully this will help to keep the slugs and snails away. I've got one more little sunflower to put in the ground, and also this little tobacco plant which has grown from seed. First the tobacco plant. Wow, look at all the roots on there. I didn't expect to see that. And now the little sunflower. Oh, it's quite a lot of roots on there. Hopefully he can grow. It's a bit late, but hopefully he'll grow big enough and we'll get a flower. The other sunflower that I planted a couple of weeks earlier is doing quite well inside the water bottle. I went away only for a couple of days, and when I came back it had grown so much the leaves were pushing against the side of the bottle. Hopefully that will straighten up in a few days' time. The more recently planted sunflower also had quite a lot of growth on it, so I decided to cover off that one as well. Amazing how much can change in just a few days. All of these California poppies opened, and this little small ball turned out to be knapweed. I planted this in the garden about 2 years ago, and I don't think I saw a flower off it until now. I love this electric purple spiky flower. It looks amazing.